I don't think it's necessary to be asking it or appropriate to be asking it to Indigenous people, because there was a point in time where we were taught that we were not allowed to talk about stories or express stories or talk in our own language, express our own cultural identity. So that sense of shame has been passed down through generations, including, it's not even my ancestors, it's literally my grandma. Like, she was taught that she couldn't do any of those things, thus like blocking those stories from being shared and passed down. So I don't even have any of that to share. So to be asking Indigenous people to share their favorite story or their favorite part of their culture that they don't even have access to anymore is really insensitive. And I think they need to be rethinking how they ask these questions in the future.
Yo, man, Esau's hella proud, man. This is Winnipeg woman outraged. CIBC job application says Indigenous people can wear traditional regalia in video, man. Let me go to the book of Psalms. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. It says, all that see them shall flee away. And this is by Esau's doing. All right, these are the things that he the things that he says, being insensitive, all right, and proud, all right, that's stirring up our people to call him out, all right. So it's the book of Psalm 64 and 8. So they should make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And it's having people remember and recollect, all right, your past dealings, man, and how wicked you are as a nation, all right. Micah 2:1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity. So the scriptures say, destruction and death unto them who devise iniquity. All right, it says, with evil upon their beds, when the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. All right, it says, and they covered fields, which meaning what? They take things that don't belong to them. All right, a field is, these devils have taken continents, man, which is hella wicked, man. It says, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. Here's a point, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right, and as you said, or he doesn't have anything to share because of what, because of the white man's, so-called white man's greed, all right, because of his wickedness, all right. And these are the things that, we need to, as a nation, we need to remember and recollect. All right, and this all points to who we are as a people. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2:30. It says this. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. All right, Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians are very stiff-necked people, man, very stubborn. But in the land of their captivity, or the land of our captivity, is the various countries that we are scattered in, all right, and we have no real position, all right, we're just surviving, in other words, right? It says, but in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. Just like this Native American woman, since this occurred, no doubt she's probably going to do, a little more research, all right? But the most important thing is to know who you are and who your God is, all right? The God of the Bible, or Yahweh, Yahushai, man, all right? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, going into Gad, all right? It says, verse 19, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, all right? But he shall overcome at the last, all right? So Gad was taken out by armies, but the end result, or the outcome, is going to be whether or not Native Americans are going to prosper, or are they going to get over, all right, their, you can say slave masters or captives, all right? Let's jump to the book of, it's like I believe it's no longer stay, Isaiah, it's Isaiah. Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in the day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped out of the house of Jacob, and how you're going to escape through your mind, all right? Getting out of that mental captivity, all right? Because the things that are holding our people down is pretty much, them doubting themselves, believing that they are worth nothing, all right? And that's something that's been instilled in us by, our captivity or slavery, man, our affliction, all right? And trusting in the Lord is what we need to do, all right? And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped out of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon them that smote them. So you're going to be looking at the white man sideways, all right? All right, remembering, all right, the things that they've done, they've never paid for, all right? They've never paid for, they've not been judged, all right? The scriptures say, whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. And they are going to reap what they've done in the earth. It says, but shall stay upon the Lord, all right, the Holy One of Israel, right? Let's jump to, all right, shameful. This book of Habakkuk 2, and let me start at 15. It says, woe unto him that builds, giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to them, and maketh them drunken also, that thou mayest look upon their nakedness. And that goes into his philosophies, all right, which is up to this point, all right, had our people, being in a docile state, all right, not really looking at the truth or the important things. Everything else is smoke and mirrors. In other words, it says verse 16, it says thou art filled with shame for glory. All right, when you remember, there's nothing. You don't look to these people for nothing. All right, you trust in the Lord, because these people ain't worth shit for real. It just drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Let your shame be seen. Let these topics be entertained, which make you feel crunchy. All right, make you feeling, makes you feel uncomfortable, pretty much, man. It says, the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. All right, because you've gotten, riches. All right, people see you as a dignitary. All right, let's go. Noble be called liberal. This is Isaiah 32 and 1. Let me start up. It says, the eyes of them, verse 3, and the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken. All right, so our people are going to see things clearly. All right, they're going to be brought back to life, as the book of Ezekiel 37 goes into. All right, brought back to life, knowing who they are as a people, and who the enemy is. In other words, it says, the heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge. Our people are packing on the knowledge, all right, the understanding, or the truth. And the tongue of the stammerer shall be ready to speak plainly. All right, now, at one point in time, we couldn't say nothing to these devils, man. We can curse them out, expose their asses. But now, all right, we have different mediums to do so, man. It is a vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the true said to be bountiful, man. Now we're not looking up at these devils anymore, man. All right, we see them as being a vile, all right, a corrupt. These people are hella corrupt, man. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, a bunch of actors, and to utter error against the Lord, all right, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail, man. I mean, they don't care about you, man. All right, the instrument also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor, and with the poor you so-called Negroes, Latinos, American Indians, with lying words. Or tell you, everything's all good, we got everything under control, or just trust us, or everything's in our hands. We love you. All right, I donated $100 to a native cause last year. This and that. All right, what do they say? Oh, I have native cousins. It says, but the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand, man. So, you know, you see these devils, they can't stay out of trouble, man. So, you know, I'm going to close up, all right? Give no praises to Yahweh Shai, Baruch Marakakodash, double honors to my elders, a great millstone, and much peace and salutation and love to the whole elect. Shalom.